Okay, welcome back to date number 3. Hold on, let me put my head down so you can see what's going on here, okay? So you're probably like, what is she doing with that on her head? Well, that's because date number 3 was a dick. That's all there is. His name is Cold as Ice, okay? So, I also met this guy on Match.com. I think I'm going to stop with Match.com. Anyway, so seemed like just had his stuff together, like seemed like a very genuine, nice guy. He was like kind of on the banking spectrum like I was back then. So we had like that in common to talk about. And I was like, okay, cool. So he asked me to meet him somewhere. So we meet at this like restaurant / bar place. I drove all the way to him, by the way, which is BS. So anyway, I get there and he doesn't even wait for me. Like, I don't know about y'all that are out there dating, but when somebody asks me to meet them somewhere, I expect them to wait for me outside the place so we can walk in together. I don't know about y'all. That's just me. So anyway, he's already in there. Well, I wore these sandals that had just, like this much of a heel at the bottom of them. Well, I walk in and it's hardwood and I'm like, I like slip on the floor. I like don't fall, but I almost fall. And so I see him like at the other end of the bar. So I get down there and I am like completely laughing at myself. Like, you know me, if you know me, that's what I do. Obviously I have a fucking hot dog on my head, so it's fine. But so I'm like dying laughing and he's like, what, like, hey, like gives me a hug, like what's going on? And I was like, oh my gosh, I almost ate it when I walked to the door. Like, oh my gosh, it was so funny. Like I stopped myself and he goes, I would have left. And I was like, excuse me? Like you would have laughed? Oh, I know. I was like, I'm already laughing, He's like, no, I would have left. And I was like, already annoyed. I was like, well, you don't have no sense of humor. Like this ain't gonna work. But anyway, so also, not only did he not wait for me to go in, he ordered food and beer before I got there and said this. He said, well, a happy hour was about to be over, so I wanted to make sure I got the deal. I was like, even if that is your reason, you don't tell someone that, especially somebody you're on a date with, okay? Like, maybe if we were like an old married couple, like that would have been okay for you to say to me. But like, I never met you and you're saying that to me. Anyway, it was March Madness. So this would have been like March of 18, I guess. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and watch the games. Well, I was like telling him that I painted my toenails that day because whatever, I just, because I was going to wear sandals, so I painted my toenails to look nice, and he was like, why would you even do that? He's like, you didn't have to do that for me. I was like, well, first of all, I didn't do it for you. I did it for myself. Like, I like to feel good when I go out and meet people. Don't you? Like, rude. So I'm just like, just for real, just like looking at the TVs, like, okay, this is so awkward. I don't even know what to do right now. But I was like, I want to finish my beer. Well, then I don't know how we got on the subject of like what other dating sites we were on. By this point, one of my friends had introduced me to POF, which is a total shit show, but it's funny to me. I actually like getting on it, not now, but I used to, just for like entertainment, because people are so weird and crazy. But anyway, so for me, it was like, when my friend told me, I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's free. Like, yeah, I'll get on there. And I had no idea what to expect. But anyway, so I was telling him like, oh yeah, like I'm on POF. And he goes, that site is like, so for trashy people. Bitch, what? Like, who you call trashy? I don't think so. Like, so now I'm really uncomfortable, and I'm just like, because I'm about to start a fight. I'm not a fighter, but I am. I'm about to start an argument with this guy, and it's gonna get all uncomfortable and weird for everybody at the bar. And I was like, just bite your tongue and keep watching March Madness. So I did. I was just like watching the games, minding my business, and I was like, I finished my beer, and I was like, I'm out. I'm going home. See you later. You know what I mean? And honestly, never looked back. And about, I don't know, 6 months to a year later, I can't remember. But he saw me on, actually, I want to say, because you can't really like talk through any of the other ones, because Bumble, the lady has to start it. But and I would never swipe on him, so whatever. But it had to be POF. He had to be on it, because he said like he would like to start over, and I was like, no. And I told him, I was like, you were so rude to me. I was like, I would never like ever look at you again in my life. And he like tried to apologize, and I was like, peace out, bro. Like, I don't have time for that. But anyway, don't be a dick. That's like the end of the day. Just don't.